Several years ago, it was while using the core velocity belt, of what would later become the core velocity belt, it really opened my eyes to the importance of effective hip rotation. There's a lot of beliefs out there as far as what the hips are supposed to do, but to be honest with you, most of what I've found is simply not correct. Whenever you think about baseball, baseball is a rotational sport, regardless of whether I'm hitting, I'm pitching, running bases, sitting the bench even, it requires me using my hips. Now, whenever we think about the hips, they're responsible for deceleration, acceleration, they're responsible for direction. Any move and every move I make requires the hips. For example, if I were to take a step, it's going to be the hips followed by the feet. When you first start to look at that, you think, oh, well, the feet go first, but it's not the case. It's the hips actually moving forward, and then your body's built-in mechanism to protect itself. Now the hips or the feet actually put the foot down in order to move. So the hips require effective hip rotation. Not only is required in pitching, in hitting, in baseball, but most of the mechanical flaws that you see relate back to the hips. In fact, the inverted W, the high elbows, low velocity, inability to decelerate, more times than not, it's going to come back to the center part of your body. So something that was really cool, something that we found out, is what I refer to as peer pressure. Anytime that a player can learn to become or able to move more effectively with the hips at a higher rate of speed, suddenly the body becomes its best coach. I've often said that tempo is the antibiotics of pitching mechanics. Your body's number one goal, you got to keep this in mind, is to protect itself. So anytime that you start to move through this part of your body faster, it creates that peer pressure effect to where the arm now suddenly is forced to move faster. I always think of the arm as having peers. If I'm to do something wrong here, well, it's going to be seen in the arm. If I'm doing something wrong with my legs, it's going to be seen in the arm. But anytime that I can put my focus on the center part of my body, I no longer have to think about what the hands are doing or what the feet are doing. It's going to allow me to simply pitch, and soon you're going to find that the effective hip rotation and be able to do it at a much higher rate of speed cleans up everything. So the good part about that is it takes your mind off mechanics and allows you to simply pitch. But at the end of the day, anytime that you're starting to work with pitchers, anytime you're reviewing or analyzing pitchers, I highly recommend that you start with the hips, because they really are the body's best coach. And any and all high-level throwers often come back to one very, very similar movement pattern, and that's what you'll find inside that region. It's the top of the thigh to the belly button. And through all the years, after 20 years of doing this, it was the research that we stumbled upon with the core velocity belt that changed my entire outlook and philosophy on pitch mechanics.